What'd you think about that Apple event?
Apple live stream we did yesterday. I was underwhelmed.
Bro, I was like trying to find words to say at one point.
Literally, at one point we were just sitting there in silence watching the screen because there was nothing to say.
The visuals are fantastic. They've got gorgeous visuals.
Classic Apple.
Lots of color. You know, like
videos
clean.
blow you away.
But the announcements were like, It
could have been better. There was no.
It was good stuff, but it's things that we've kind of been hearing about for a while.
The leaks are unreal now.
Like, I think that's what it is, right? We're kind of getting like desensitized to like anything that's new, whether it's a movie, whether it's a a release like this. Like we already know about it so far in advance, which I think is part of the game now too, right? Like the leaks are part of
the entire marketing.
Because we had our episode last week where we talked about what we thought was going to come out based on the leaks, and we kind of already knew all this stuff,
which is weird because Apple's always known for their exciting exciting ideas that come out, but they didn't have them.
Yeah, we definitely didn't get one more thing.
That was pretty disappointing.
But what we did get, let's talk about.
Slofies.
Slow motion selfies on the selfie camera.
I think we both sat there and cringed as they said it.
Terrible. So stupid. Just like, oh God. I get it. It's like for the Instagram generation, it's going to be like, oh, let's take pictures of or videos of ourselves in slow-mo
and post them on. Their entire feed's going to be, it's like a photo, but slow.
It'll be slow motion, right? I mean,
stay on top of
the
pyramids. And
I think it's going to be about as much of a thing as animojis were.
Yeah.
Right?
We did it once, like the day I moved here.
Right.
And that was it. I've never used it again.
But the Animoji thing could be big with the little kids.
Other countries is probably massive. Like
I don't see it.
It was fun. Like I never FaceTime anymore. For the people that did FaceTime or do FaceTime, it is cool when you can turn it on there, and your entire face is the.
It's cool, but what's the fun? Like again, what is the
goofy.
Actual function for it? Like
entertainment.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, a phone is a function. It's not like I don't.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we don't play games on our phone. We don't like.
So we got Slofies. We got the iPhone 11. iPhone 11 Pro and the iPhone 11 Pro Max.
That one rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah, I don't know who's naming these things, but like, can we figure something else out? Really?
Can we just have iPhone 11? I like the S when we were in the S route. iPhone 11.
I like it when it's just this is the phone.
Right.
Like I don't need I just Pro Max.
iPhone
like,
small, iPhone medium, iPhone big.
Like give me like iPhone 11 XL or something. Right. I don't know. I know that's very like Android-y type thing. But
right. I mean,
whatever.
Which one do you think you're getting out of these?
I'm getting the Pro Max. For
sure. Yeah. You were debating the 11.
Although, no, the Pro for sure.
Oh, were you?
I definitely want the Pro version of it, 3 camera. I did think about the 11 up until they released the Pro and the Pro Max.
Yeah.
So the 11 came out. It's got 2 cameras. It's got 4 hours better battery life than the XR, which our friend Austin Evans says was like the absolute number one in terms of battery life.
Right. He said it lasted all day for him. I mean, I like the colors on those. My best friend had one. He loved it. But it's, again, for me and you, we use it a lot different than he does. We use ours as part of our business. They use it just to text their girlfriends or text their friends or do anything like that. So I like it. They're doing 100% aluminum, right?
Yeah, recyclable
aluminum on the iPhone 11. I think all of them, everything's going to the eco side. They're
definitely focusing on that recycled aluminum. It happened with some of the other launches that we'll talk about in a second. But I'm excited. The iPhone 11 looks like the iPhone 10.
Right.
10. Which one is this now?
The 10 Max.
10 Max and the 10S Max.
Yeah, we have the
10S. I have the 10S Max. So it looks very similar to this.
Right. And I like it. So it's still got wide camera and the normal camera.
Yep.
It just doesn't have the crazy zoom camera, the telephoto.
Doesn't have that third
camera.
Which is, whatever.
Right.
But the iPhone 11 Pro with their 3 cameras and 5 hours longer battery life than the one I have in my hand right now, it is incredible. Especially like they showed Filmic Pro. Now, being people that are in the video world, film world, like Filmic Pro is something that's always been looked at as the way to kind of make your iPhone a little more cinematic,
Right.
better video. There's more options. I feel like they finally got a camera and they pulled the functionality out of the camera that makes this a no-brainer for us.
The Salt Slick video we watched with the cars, where they
so
shot with
good.
the wide angle to show all 3 cars, jumped into the tire.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty impressive. For a moment there were shots we could tell it was iPhone, but there was other shots where we were like, is that a real camera? Did they
I think
sneak it in?
I think video is just going to become so mass adopted now. Like anybody can make it. You're really going to have to find ways to like differentiate yourself. If you're a pro, if like you're a pro photographer versus an iPhone photographer, like this stuff is getting like it's looking legit. The AI, did you see the AI they put?
Yeah. I mean, it's literally basically you can take a shitty photo and look like a pro because it can find the contrast and colors and depth, and
it says that it takes 9 photos before you push the button,
which is wild.
So it probably senses like when you're about to push the button, it takes 9 photos. Then it takes a whole slew of photos once you hit it, and it puts it all together
within
to give you like the perfect exposure.
Is it 3 trillion activations processes are happening per second
or whatever.
Yeah, it's per second,
which is crazy,
wild. So
again, I don't think the technology, like I don't think what they're doing is blows me away in terms of like, okay, could you have done this last year? Could you have done this the year before? Yeah. But in true Apple fashion, it is always like the form factor, the design, like everything is always pretty top notch. The 3 cameras in the back seems a little janky.
You see all the memes coming out.
What is it?
There were people looked like had a burner. They had their like pots on it.
Yeah. I mean,
there was Mickey Mouse.
It's a little weird for sure. I'm okay with it though. I want one. I will 100% be buying one on Friday at 8 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably be right there next to you doing it.
So,
well, you said top notch, and this was the thing we kept on bringing up yesterday. Every time they debuted something, it was always the best in the world. Everything they killed everyone else's.
Yeah, they always out benchmark everybody. Which fastest processor. Oh, by the way, we're gonna get faster.
So in 6 months, when Samsung comes out with theirs, they say the same thing. Oh, we just topped iPhone, and then iPhone comes back and it's the next one.
But yeah, I don't know. Like it's hard pressed to beat Apple. We were talking about this yesterday. We said, would you get would you put iOS, which I think is, it just works on like a Samsung device, right? And you kind of were like, I don't know. And the same thing, like maybe I'm going to spend more on a MacBook, maybe I'm going to spend more on an Apple TV than a Roku, but it just works. And the design, it just works. Like it looks good, it feels good, it works with everything else perfect. I don't have to like worry about it. There's no like coding and programming. I have that's cool. You can design your home screen however you want, but I just want it to work. That's all I care about.
When you had the Samsung, which one did you have?
I had the Galaxy Note, the big one. I don't know whatever it is.
Max, whatever it is.
Max.
Everything's Max. Max. Yeah, that one did look fun when you had it. You showed me a couple of features where you could split screen just like they're doing on the iPads now, but it was on the phone.
Fantastic phone.
You loved it.
I did.
And that one almost sold me, but it was still the UX, the interface.
I just did not like Android.
Android is what turns me off.
It's so like fluffy. I don't know what other way to describe that, but it's like fluffy. So it's like things don't respond as quickly. Things don't just work.
Mm-hmm. You almost got exiled from your family too.
Pretty much, because it was like, oh, green bubble. What is wrong? Who are you? I mean, it was like, are you even real? But. I'm definitely going with the 11 Pro Max. I gotta look at like what we wrote down here because like I forget what it's called. I'm gonna go with it. It's a no-brainer.
We're like that.
I'm super excited for the photo and the video.
Buy quality. We buy quality. Which this is I just had this thought too. It's interesting. We have all these crazy advancements and cameras, but then you still have like people are still gonna use it for like normal TikTok shit. It's like we have this crazy technology, but at the end of the day, it's just like making funny videos.
At the end of the day, you can probably use iPhone 5, 4, 3.
The 4 was good. 3 was we could do 4. The chunky 4
and do most of the crap that you're doing right now on Instagram and
on Vine 1.0. It could do the same thing that's happening on TikTok or
literally
any of that.
Like you don't need a phone. Yeah.
So it's funny that we just get.
But I'm excited.
They're focusing so hard on the camera, which I get because video is so big. But at the end of the day, it's just to make funny videos, cat videos. You know.
I'm excited to shoot, like actually go out and shoot with it, shoot photos with it, like really play with it.
I'm excited to get a cat and make TikToks with it. I guess that's the thing.
Apple TV Plus dropped, which is Apple's new service, $4.99.
That was the most we got excited yesterday.
They undercut Disney by $2.
At Disney's $6.99.
Yep, and undercut Netflix's lowest, which is $8.99.
Right.
$4.99. Now they don't have the catalog yet. They're not going to have the original content.
Right.
But I think there's opportunity for Apple to eventually roll in. Like they do have you could rent any movie on there. Yeah. So like give me five movies a month or something, which are usually what, $5 a pop.
Which Tim even said on the stage. You're getting all of this for one rental of a movie.
One rental. So give me 5 rentals a month, 10 rentals a month.
Yeah.
For $15, $20. And now they've justified a much higher price point.
I think it'll happen.
You know what I mean? Like, they're definitely going to add that tier. I don't think this $4.99 tier should not go away. Like, it's a perfect tier to bring in families. And
I'm interested how they actually sustain this, because we look at Netflix and we look at all those that are always in the red. They're struggling to actually make this work, this business model.
Yeah.
And now, but I guess they do have like $600 billion in the bank, so they can spend a little of that cash, and
that's what happens.
I'm excited. We were both like, "Oh shit!
Yep,
$4.99."
I'm excited.
Holy hell! November 1st.
They showed us a new trailer for C, which we're gonna talk about a little bit later.
C was wild.
With Jason Momoa, which basically looked like a Bird Box extension kind of thing. Anyway,
they know what they're doing.
We know there's news. It's not Newsroom. What's it called?
The Morning Show.
The Morning Show with Jennifer Aniston, Steve Carell, Reese Witherspoon. Yeah. That'll be exciting.
I'm very excited.
That's a cool piece of content that's coming out. So we'll see. But
I love it.
The last, I think, thing that we both, or at least for me, was exciting was the Apple Watch Series 5. It looks the same, but they've got some new health studies that they're focusing on. There's a women's health, there's a heart health, and hearing health, which
that one's gonna be interesting.
We never really pay attention to. And then the always-on watch face was kind of like the next thing that they announced with it. Always on. I didn't really like their reasoning for it. It was kind of like, if you're working out at the gym and you need to glance down at your watch, it's not on.
Every time they gave a reference of something, you were like, "That's dumb. Give me something better."
One of them was like, when you're in those awkward social situations and you want to just glance at your watch, you can't because you have to like make it a thing. And I'm like, all right, really? Like, then why didn't you just do this in the first place?
Right, make it a real watch.
They claim they've added, or they've actually created at such a low power draw on the battery that it'll last the same 18 hours that this one does, which is the 4.
I'm speculating that I don't feel like that's going to work. I feel like it's going to drain your battery in the long term, and your watch is not going to last as long. But
we'll see.
Prove me wrong.
We'll
Apple.
see.
Please do.
I mean, listen, the watches are getting closer to being phones now. Like, you can take calls, make calls, text. I mean, like, at some point.
Do you ever connect just your headphones to it? You ever do anything like that?
When I go for runs, like I've done it, which is cool, which is nice.
Do you feel like it actually? I've never asked anybody. Did it feel like it actually worked? Like it was seamless? Like it didn't? Or did it lose its connection?
Maybe I didn't do something right.
Because I don't know anybody that's ever actually done that.
But I was actually trying to for me, it was more so that I could take calls or something.
Right.
I wasn't really listening to anything or grab a podcast on it. So.
Yeah. I mean, the studies is was the most interesting piece, honestly, about all of this. I mean, having the women's health study.
Yeah, they're focusing on health. That's
when I ended up telling Emily about it last night. She was like, "Holy shit, really?" She was like, "That's really cool," because I think it's going to put all the menstrual cycle trackers out of business now. Daisies, all those that women are using. Now they have the Apple Watch. It's already there. I think that market's going to get destroyed by them. So I think it's really, really impressive.
We'll see. I'm excited for the noise study because that's something
study
we
and
never
heart
focused
study, huge thing
for sure.
I love it.